What's up?
Welcome to another episode of See More Shenanigans. Because we go shenan again. Alright. So, y'all. So, I know in the last episode we talked about
how did we meet?
How we meet. We met in a DM. It go down in the DM. It go down in the DM. It go down. Hey. Snapchat meter. We ain't doing that. Hey. Next. Next. So today we was gonna talk about Jarvis. You tell us.
So it went down in the DMs. We dated. We engaged. Got engaged. And now we're married. We're married for 3.5 years now.
Yep.
So my question for you is, why are we compatible?
Are we gonna start with the Black Love question first? Okay, on today's segment of the Black Love question, you can find this card game on Amazon.
Maybe.
But why are we compatible? I feel like, excuse me, I feel like we're compatible because we're complete opposites. Okay. I feel like, and we are complete opposites in the best ways possible for the most part, right? Because I may be a little bit weak at, you're a little bit stronger at, and where you may be a little weaker at, I'm a little bit stronger at, right? Mm-hmm. And also just like our personalities as well, right? It's so different. Like I think we said the last time that I am an extrovert and you're an introvert, mm-hmm. right? And so sometimes that balances each other out, right? Because then sometimes like I'm like, go, and I'm like, but I really need to stop going. And you're like, bruh, just sit down, please. Like, we can stay in the house. We don't have to be around people. And I'm like, but we gotta be around people. And you're like, no, we don't. And then he responds, no, we don't. Like, who said that? Yeah. Like, who told you that? And I'm like, but I also think because I was raised as the only child in my mother's household, you know, for me being around people is like, because it's not just me and the 5 friends I made up in my head. Like playing Marvin Downs and shit and changing up your accent. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think for me, I think that's why we are compatible, because our personalities are so different, but they work well together. I would say. What about you?
I agree. Our personalities are different. Mm-hmm. We are pieces of the puzzle that fit together. Yeah. So she's on one end of the spectrum, I'm on the other opposite end, mm-hmm. and we fit together well. Yeah. Like she said, where I'm strong at, she's weak at. Where she's strong at, I'm weak at. So we are compatible. Yeah. And it's also one of those things where, like you said, she's always go. I'm like, slow down. Is it fine? And like she said, I'm like, well, we ain't gotta see people. Like, we can just spend time with us and give so. Because I grew up in a house with 4 people. Yeah. So yeah, I was always around people, always having to think and be so like, well, did you eat? Did this person did it? So like anytime that I can do where I was by myself, mm-hmm. and I could just think like, shoot, I just want to do what I want to do, mm-hmm. and like I ain't got to worry about nobody else. Yeah. In my own space, that was fine. So it was one of those things where like, you know, she's wanting to be extra. I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, it's okay. Like, I see you stressing out, you're irritable. Take some time to yourself. Refill your social media. I have to do that. Yeah. Like, even if we're together, like our time, like one of my love languages is spending quality time. So, like, even if we're together, we're just in a house and I know she in one room doing something, I'm in another room, that's fine. Like, at least I know where you're at. We're able to know we want to interact.
No, you actually said that backwards. I'm fine when you in one room and I'm in another room. Like, we're watching TV. You are more so like, you want to hang out and watch TV together. Unless it's sports. That's the only time you cross over to my land. But I be like, I'm good in the bedroom watching TV, binge watching, and you be downstairs watching TV or playing your game. Okay. That's me, because remember, there is times where you have to literally come in and you check in on me like, are you good up here? Like, I don't want you to feel like I don't care about you. I'm like, I'm fine.
It's one of those things where it's like what she's saying is actually correct. It's one of those things where it's like, so I'm thinking of my wife as an extrovert. I know that. But I'm always thinking like she's always an extrovert. She's always, so like any of those moments sometimes where I see her, I'm telling her, oh, just sit down, chill out, relax, watch TV. I was like, oh shit, well, are you bored? Like, am I giving you enough attention? Like, so like I start questioning. I'm like, dang, it's like, oh shit, is this Shaniqua? Like, so it's one of those things because so I'm like, okay, well, let me go up here. Even if she sit there and I'm like, he watching something that I'm not interested in, I'm like, well, I'm gonna just be here just so I want.
Right, I feel like you don't gotta sit here. Right. Like I'm good, but that also stems, I believe, like I know that also stems from the fact that again, I was raised as the only child in my mother's household, so I'm used to being by myself. Like we going outside, we go in our own bedrooms, and I can be in my room all day with the door closed. Like you don't ever gotta talk to me. You can send me a text and say, you alive up there? You hungry? And I'd be like, all right, okay, cool. Like, I remember there were days when my mama used to be like sitting up, because you remember how her house was, like it's stairs leading up to my room. And she would like be on the stairs and like creak the door and like, you good? Like, you want to hang out? And I'd be like, no, I'm like watching TV. Like, or what social media? I'm fine. But I think, because I think what a lot of people don't know or probably realize is that while I am an extrovert and I like being outside, I like doing a lot of stuff, when I have declared time for me to just be alone, I literally turn into like a turtle and I go into a shell and I'm alone in the room by myself. Like, please don't bother me. Like, I won't even leave the room sometimes and I'll be fine. I'll be like, I got a huge thing of water. I got my snacks. I got my show I'm finna binge watch for a whole day. Please don't talk to me. Phone on, do not disturb. Why y'all calling me? People be like, are you okay over here? You're not being yourself. That's because y'all used to see this one version of me.
And the crazy part about that is when I see it, that is like a precious moment for me. Because whenever I see it, I'll be like, oh, look at my baby. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's a gift and curse. I'm thinking like, oh, should I give her some attention? Like, them, am I doing like, she bored or whatever? But then there's also was like, oh, she's able to relax. Because if you know her, she's nonstop, 24/7. So the moment when I see her sitting there being able to chill and relax, and it's a Kodak moment for my brain. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I am such a go. Gotta get it done. Gotta catch them all person. But that makes sense. Okay. Now let's shift towards the actual topic of what we want to share with y'all, just sharing our thoughts with y'all.
Absolutely. So, what does marriage mean to you?
Mr. Commentator. Welcome to Channel 20 News.
She love the voice. She just playing.
Welcome. What you say? What does marriage
mean to you?
Marriage means to me a team. Yep. So I'm just spitball some words that come to mind. Okay. Right. So what does marriage mean to me? Team. Transparency. Loyalty. Faithfulness. Right, because that's two different things. And fun. Right? Fun. Those are my, what I say, 5 words for now. Something else may come up. But yeah. And so let's break those down. So, team, right? Before you get married, you're 2 individuals, right? When you get married, before God, if you're a believer in God, whatever the case may be, if you go to church, whatever, it says that you are becoming one, right? We are one. What I'm like, what they say, you're missing rib, right? And so now we one, we connect. So therefore, we should always be doing stuff together. And I'm not meaning like, oh, we gotta go to every event together like that. But like when I say together, meaning everything we should always keep each other in consideration for everything that we're doing, right? And so like you, my teammate, I should be able to be like, I can fall on my teammate. I can go to my teammate about something. I can ask my teammate about something. Like, and we can figure out the stresses of it all as a team. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So that's how I said team. What else I say? Transparency. So being open, being like upfront about everything, like talking it out, talking it through. Not necessarily I gotta ask you, and then you decide you want to be honest about something, right? Versus you just say whatever that's going on or what you got planned, whatever, all this other stuff. Like just being open and transparent about like everything. Because I don't hold secrets. That you already know how I get down. I don't get down. I can't hold a secret. Hell, I be like, you want me to tell you what I just heard? Or not even just that. I be like, you want me to tell you what about you?
Hey.
I bought you something. You want me to tell you? And you like, girl, wait until the day, the birthday, or the Christmas. And I was like, you sure? Because I can just tell you right now. Right? So it's like, you know, so because I'm such an open person, I value transparency, just always being open and honest and just having the information already readily available. And it doesn't mean that as an individual you're insecure, because now my therapist I can come up because y'all know I'm a therapist. It doesn't necessarily mean like you're insecure about something. It's just like you just like to know stuff. I like to know stuff. I don't ever want to be blindsided by anything. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty, be loyal to me. I come first above everybody. Period. Except God, right? And so I know you're gonna have my back. I know you ride for me. I know all that stuff. Faithful, that's self-explanatory within itself. If it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like ain't no cheating going around because it ain't no. You can't bounce back for that from there like you think you can. Some people can. I ain't one of them. And then fun, right? I'm gonna say this: marriage is a business, right? But it gotta be fun. And I say for those of you who are married, you know our marriage is a business, right? Because there are a lot of executive decisions that needs to be made on everything. But you don't want to lose the fun, and I feel like marriage should be fun. You should be having fun with your partner.
Absolutely.
I feel like you should definitely be having fun with your partner, and it's like literally one of those things of like, man, I just got off a long day at work, but I'm happy to be going home because I know my partner. We finna have some fun rather than binge watching the show we've been talking about all day. Play a little game. Remember the nights when we first moved in, we had a little man caliber board. I always got a bed, and whenever you come home, because he works for the city and our schedule is different. It'd be like, okay, let's play this little game. Or playing Uno and Connect Four, just talking shit, you know what I'm saying, and having fun, and just going outside and have fun, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of marriages, from what I've seen, right, they lose that fun component, and it's like, motherfuckers don't like their spouse.
They don't.
And that's sad. Go have fun. Okay, I feel like my answer was long enough. Your answer.
Oh, it was great. Mine is, marriage makes me selfless.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people get into marriage for all the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. So you have to think about when you're getting married, you are not only thinking about yourself, but you have to think about other people, yourself, your spouse. How will this affect my wife or my husband? You know, my spouse. You have to make that decision for the best of how can I serve you. You know, like you said, it's two people becoming one. So it's one of those things where, hey, how can I help you?
Yeah, that's big though when you say, how can I serve you? Like that is so important because that's, like you said, that's being selfless. That's like getting out of like your own way and like not only focusing on yourself, but realizing like, I gotta also focus on this person too.
Right. Because that's what marriage is about. Being able to be of service and submitting to your partner, taking care, making sure that their needs are met and that they'll. So.
All right, y'all. Go ahead. Back from a little malfunction.
Yeah, we back. Commercial break. So I was saying, selfless for me. You have to be able to ask your partner, how can I serve you? How can I help you? And in return, your partner will ask, well, how can I help you? And that is what you all have to do. Because that is what marriage is about, being able to help each other. And how can our best, you got a goal you want to reach, how can I help you get that goal? Mm-hmm. You know, that's what it is, and not being selfish. The next one I would say is trust. In order to
trust.
Be with your partner, you got to trust them.
Yeah.
In pretty much all aspects of life. Because if you can't trust that person, I don't know if the marriage is going to work.
Yeah.
because that trust takes time to build and can go away in a split second.
Yep.
And then if it does go away, how do you get it back?
You gotta rebuild it. And some people don't bounce back from it.
They don't.
I've seen some. I hate, and I have to say, like I've seen some of my couples that I work with in therapy. They don't always bounce back from it, and it's hard. It's very hard for some people, especially depending on what caused that trust to be broken.
Absolutely.
You know. So yeah.
Absolutely. So you have to be able to trust your partner. You know? Then the next one is, for me, is respect. If you don't respect your partner, the relationship won't work as well. That means you have to be able to, okay, not how you mindful of how you're talking to your partner. You think, because being honest in a marriage, you're not gonna always like your partner. They may irritate you and do things.
Baby, that's a whole nother episode. So, he ain't lying.
If that person does something and you just start going, like, you have to be able to respect that person and understand where they're coming from or things of that. If you lose all respect for that person, the marriage is over.
Yeah, because you start to treat them like peasants, right? For lack of better terms. Because if you don't trust them and, you don't respect them, you don't got no respect, it's like, get your goof ass up out there, you peasant, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, that hit hard. It did. Pause.
Well.
Yeah. So, man, what was the original question?
What does marriage mean to you?
Yep, that's what marriage means. Did you have nothing you was adding, or that was that one?
You said it. You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times you get lost in marriages get lost because they don't like their spouse, or they lose the fun and starts put each other first.
Yeah, and they lose their own selves. Yeah. Too, sometimes their own individuality. Cause let's be for real. Get married, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, right? It's nothing wrong with being married. It's a great thing when you are married to the right person. That is the key. And making sure you are having someone or with someone who still allows you to be yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing I could appreciate about you. You still allow me to be myself. You still allow me to be I have a very dominant personality.
Very.
Right? And you don't, right?
I don't.
And I don't force that on you to have a dominant, because you're not like, you're the man of the household and the man's supposed to be doing this and the man's supposed to do this, and all these stereotypes that society has out. But it's but if that's just not who that person is, why would you shame them for that? Exactly. Right? And why would you shame me for having a dominant personality? Hence, that's why I said before, our personalities match. Right? Because by being so opposite, you actually thrive well with being, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, you actually thrive well with somebody who has a dominant personality, right? And I actually thrive well with somebody who doesn't. When I look back on my past relationships and whatnot, it's one of those things where it's I could see why some of those relationships didn't work because of personality wise. We two dominant people trying to call the shots, or just so stubborn with it, you know, and you're stubborn when you want to be, right? Rightfully so, because I think anybody would be. But you're not. I'm a ram, big Aries energy. But you're not that stubborn to it's you don't know how to back down, you know what I'm saying? And be like, girl, it ain't never that deep, you know what I'm saying? I forgot where I was going with that. But bottom line is, yeah. At the end of the day, today gotta end.
But yeah, that goes into another thing about relationships. It's all about leadership. And it's she's saying, it always goes from, the man's supposed to do this.
That's what I was saying. You let your person be who they are.
Right. I give her the freedom to be who she is. Because at the end of the day, it's why, if I'm having to be the dominant one, which is something what I've had to be in past relationships, that's not naturally who I am.
I was just about to say, how did you feel about that?
It's a little bit uncomfortable and pressure. It's damn, I want to go back into my natural personality, like who I am, and things of that nature. And so it just fits like that. And so, but that's the I think a lot of times a lot of people feel like, oh well, if you're not the dominant personality, like you don't lead or you don't do things.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
you're being walked over.
You're being walked
over. One thing about my husband, he ain't finna let nobody walk over him. Big Gemini energy would show up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big Gemini energy would show up. So yeah, that and what's the word that people be saying?
A simp, right?
He ain't no simp. He just know, like, look, it ain't never that deep. Shit, if she want to go ham on that, fine. It ain't hurting us. It ain't causing us no harm.
Exactly.
And I think you also are aware that, like, whatever I'm doing, I've already, like, talked to you about it, or I've taken to, like, a bunch of stuff into consideration based on what we talked about, and it's, like, a decision that will, in fact, like, benefit us, or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. Exactly. And being a leader or what doesn't mean you always have to make all the decisions. Like I said, I trust her judgment. She's good. You got it. You feel it. All right. She runs it by me or whatever. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
And let her do her thing. It's not always about, well, I'm the man. I got to do this. No, you're going to do what I tell you. You're going to jump when I say how high. No, it's not that. That's not leadership. That's control.
That part. Because being a good leader is knowing when to dictate and allow someone else to step up because that's their strength.
Yep. And putting the right people in places so that they can make decisions. And then running it by you.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay. And that's part of that too. Like, I don't mind. Like you said, I don't mind letting her lead and do her things because she's naturally good at it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times people have to understand that as well when it comes to marriage.
Yeah.
It's not the man does this and does that and all of that. No. It's something called shared leadership and being able to work and do what's best for your partner and your marriage. And a lot of people tend to get that lost somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce, yeah. But no, I think that was actually a really good point though, because people just really struggle. If you really allow your person to operate, I feel like if people really allow their person to operate in their authentic self, man, they can go so far. Unless their authentic self just honestly don't work for you, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with that person. Right. If it's like a trigger and it's like you can't handle that, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like if people really allow everybody to operate in their authentic selves, you will really see that person who they are, how they show up, what's important to them, what's their values, their morals, all that other stuff, and you can really determine if you align with them or not.
Because you can only fake it or do it for so long.
Yeah.
When you let that person get comfortable, let them be their authentic self, you get to see how they really are.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the mask is off.
That representative gone.
It's gone. So now you can see and align, like you said, see how they are, see if it aligns with what you like, and if it doesn't, you move on.
Yeah.
If it does, it's like, okay.
But that's how you gotta find that out before y'all get married.
Right.
Like don't see people not having the hard conversations before marriage, and that's a whole nother topic too.
Yeah.
But people really not having those hard conversations or really getting to know people in depth so that they know who they dealing with.
Yeah.
That's what, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna leave that right there. Yeah. Have hard conversations.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah. Definitely. I think that's why for me. What was the original question? Why marriage
means to you?
What does marriage mean to you? Yeah, I think that's what, on a grand scheme of things, or on a basic level, that's what it means to me, And in the future, it's probably going to change a little bit because more things may get added.
Mm-hmm. She just brought it up. I can add some more to it. You can add constant growing because as a marriage, people naturally change.
Yeah,
your partner will change. So what may have been priorities for them when y'all first dated, first were married, 5-10 years later, those priorities will be different. So you have to be able to adjust and be able to, okay, well, how can we make this work?
Yeah.
How can we do this? What do we have to do on that? And also, that's where it comes to constant growing. And also uncomfortability. Because you have, like you said, you have to have those uncomfortable conversations. A lot of times, especially people see marriage and you only show like all the good things, but it's work to get there.
Yeah.
Like it's not all peaches and cream and everything is rainbows and sunshines, and then the one bad thing happens now, oh, you see divorce, or like you have to constantly work through your problems.
Or one misunderstanding.
You have to constantly continue to work through your disagreements or misunderstandings or whatever that may happen.
I'm gonna say it like this, and then I feel like this would be a good enough to end on. You have to constantly choose your marriage every day.
Yes.
Not choose yourself per se, but you're married. Like when you're married, yes, you're choosing yourself every day because you're gonna make sure like you good as an individual. But you have to constantly choose your marriage every day because life be life sometimes. So even in the good times, you still making sure, I'm having good and I want to have good with the person I'm married to. Yeah, not just, I only want to have this good by myself. Skip you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just always making sure you choose your marriage and choose each other. Because if you keep choosing your marriage every day, that means you are going to keep fighting for each other every day when shit gets real. And I'm not talking about like, getting real in a matter of because somebody is cheating or whatever. No, I'm not even talking about that. Just like the realness of life. You know, shit breaking down, money ain't right, all this other stuff. And y'all like, one thing after the other, and you're stressed because you're stressed and now you're taking it out on everybody and their mama. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you keep choosing, my opinion, you keep choosing your marriage every day and wanting to be married to your person because you know that this is the person that God gave you, then you'll be good. All right.
That's a great wrap up right there.
All right then. And now that y'all already know, y'all can follow us on all social media. Thank you for another episode of Seymour Shenanigans. Follow us everywhere at Seymour in Action. Action, baby, action. Action, baby, action. Action, baby, action. Let's go. Boom. 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 Yes. Mwah.